And okay, guys, welcome. Today is April 18th, and this is our Monday evening call or afternoon call on how to gather customers. And we always try to bring great tips and on how to not only attract customers but how to keep your customers and keep them happy, keep them satisfied. And again, it always starts with building a list of names. This is, since network marketing started, this has been the go-to thing that people needed to start to do. Of course, today with all the expansions in communications, we have so many new ways that we can build names lists. But the first one, and we always want to start with, is the folks that the new distributor knows, and we want them to start a names list and to start by wanting to get 100 people. Now, I've said before, I think you should have several lists. I think you should have one list of prospects for retail sales, and you should have a list of names that are possibly business builders. And you also have a list on your Facebook page. Always on your list of names when you're talking to folks, always ask for referrals. It's just the easiest way. And if you asked everybody for referrals, and you get turned down 70% of the time, look at what you've got. You still got a lot more names than you did when you started. Join networking groups. There's a ton of them out there. Of course, today, you've got even meetup.com. And if you haven't visited meetup.com, I suggest you go to that site and check out what's going on in your area. There'll be special interest groups. There'll be groups that meet just to play chess or groups that meet just to stargaze. Pick out something that's fun for you, something you like to do, and get out there and meet people. We have a business where our only chore is to make friends. I mean, how much better could it get? Of course, there's online list building. This is usually through opt-in pages, and I know some people are starting to use this some now, and it's a great way to build a list very quickly, where you offer someone something in return for getting their contact information. Social media, Facebook, of course, if you have a business site, all your likes, people that are liking your page, whether it's Facebook or Google Plus or what it is, you're building a list. Those likes are a list of names. I know my daughter is using Instagram to sell Nikin products. I don't even have an Instagram page. I have no idea what it is or how it works, but Katie Bolton, she's getting sales through Instagram. And talk to people. I know Miss Wanda won't even get in line with me anymore at the grocery store at Walmart because I'm always talking to people. If I see someone, especially with bottled water, I like to slide in behind them because I know they're trying to be healthy. They just don't understand that what they're doing is maybe they could do something that would be a little better. Of course, trade shows. On Sunday, I was with my mom, and we went to a flea market. She loves to go to flea markets. And yesterday, I had to go back to the truck twice and get more business cards because I was talking to everybody, passing out business cards. I got one really hot lead, somebody in Alabama that's interested in becoming a distributor, just from being out there, opening my mouth and talking to people. And online marketing through pay-per-click, AdWords, boosting post. There's just so much online. The best place to learn how to do this online, I've said it before, is YouTube. You can find out anything you want to do on YouTube, online, offline. You can learn a lot. It's already been done on YouTube. There's no reason to reproduce that. Just go there, find out what works for you, and learn how to do it on YouTube. We always want to be goal-oriented. I know I like. I mean, he's the one that said that No job is too. I met that, and then I said, okay, now I want to talk to more people, and find someone on my team that I talk to every day or two, and done. And it's a great way. I know when sometimes I've got to tell them what I've done today, so I'm going to go out of my way to talk to somebody new. It's amazing when you are accountable to someone else, just what you'll do, that little extra bit you'll do to talk and converse with someone and maybe make a new friend or find a new customer or find a new business builder. And remember, it's a journey, okay? There's not a destination. We should all be happy in what we're doing. If you're not, maybe you're not doing the thing you need to be doing. So in whatever you're doing, be happy. And use all means available. There's online, offline. Of course, offline in direct sales, about a little over 70% of all sales in direct sales are done offline. And yet most people are mostly interested in learning how to do it online. But the truth is that offline works too. So whatever you do, be the best you can be at it. Put your heart and soul into it so that you can see progress and see results. And of course, you always should personalize your approach. And you personalize your approach with the person that's in front of you. And there's a different way to personalize your approach, let's say on Facebook or Google Plus, and then in the follow-up and inviting them to say, join one of these calls. You have to personalize the approach, something that works for you. And if you don't get it right the first time, don't worry about it. You'll get it right next time. The more times you do this, the easier it'll become. And, know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Of course, you should always play to your strengths, but always work on your weaknesses. I love the story Arnold Schwarzenegger tells that when he started in bodybuilding, his calves were too small. So one day he went to his closet and he took out all his pants and he cut them off at the knees so that he would have a constant reminder that he needed to work his calves. So, play to your strengths, but realize what your weaknesses are and work on those. Don't run from them. And this is the latest list. I know a lot of you have seen this, but this is the latest list that Niken put out of the top 10 distributors. This is, of course, for February. And there's one name that stands out because it's in here so consistently, and that's Pierre Sean Everett. And Sean is actually online with us now. Sean, are you there?
Gary, hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being here with us.
No, thank you so much. I mean, I'm the one that's grateful. I wouldn't be here if I never met you. So.
Oh no, I don't know about that. You've done some great things. Yeah, I know you and I have talked before. Most people here probably don't know about you. Can you quickly tell people how you came to be in Niken?
Sure. I always want to say, and I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather, but I always wanted to say that I came about in Niken really because I had family that was very successful doing it. They were distributed in South Florida, very old family Pyram. And they built a tremendous business, and I was actually new in the country at the time. I went to school in Collegedale, Tennessee, and and I every summer I would go home and see my aunt and uncle like have this wonderful lifestyle. And I knew that you can back then because if you're in college, you probably need the mental clarity, the beds, like these products. I think helped me graduate. I just keep it simple. But I never really paid attention to the business side until I myself kind of went through some personal changes. You got married, you started working, and I met you. And I also had that event in Orlando, and that's kind of like where Nikan came again. But this time it wasn't just a product; it was more like the opportunity of building a different life. So that's
Mhm.
I would like to say it was in two phases.
That's great. I know you've been doing some things. You and I've talked about auto ship,
Yes.
and I've said, everybody needs to be doing what Sean Everett's doing. So tell them what you've been doing, because I've been bragging on you and saying, hey, look, you need to be like Sean.
Oh
So
man, Gary, you're just too kind. I I I know when we first start talking, and in building a business, I know it was very important. And every time I've talked to people in the past about the business, a lot of people are so afraid of the word. Well, if you're in business for yourself or something like that, your income is seasonal. You got good months, you got bad months. And that's when I realized if we have auto ship, or that kind of level of stability is what's going to really be your salary, right? Because just like any business, you have a big list of sales coming up. Christmas time comes. I mean, I've heard stories like Toys R Us, they lose 11 months out of the year, but come Thanksgiving, they make all their profit. I said, well, I don't want to build a business like Toys R Us. If I was going to do anything, I want to be very, very consistent. So I know the auto ship, if you have X number of dollars that you're going to be having a volume, then in some level of security, you're going to have an income, and it's your job to do a better job to get mentored and learn from you and learn from other people from you can, and start doing all the reading, because that means if I have the auto ship secure, I'm free to do everything else. And I think if you can show people that, that's what's beneficial.
yeah, you start every month, and you already know you're going to have retail sales every month at the
Right.
beginning of the month. Isn't that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. Now, how does that feel? I mean, knowing at the beginning of the month you're already kind of set for the month as far as qualifying and all, and the rest of it's sort of gravy for you.
Let's just say it's been a real blessing. I mean, you pray every morning. You're like, oh, Lord, thank you so much for such a wonderful opportunity. But you know that having an income or a side income, that's also very, very important. Obviously people got bills to pay, they got loans, but having that extra income, because I also actually do this part time, Gary, and
Mm-hmm.
work in a hospital with a lot of other people. And sometimes you see people been working 30, 40 years, and they're still working paycheck to paycheck. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's kind of difficult in the long run. But having an opportunity like this it's been good. So.
Well, I think you talked to me, it must have been maybe a year ago,
Mhm.
and maybe a little longer than that. And you said, I'm going to start hitting auto ships hard
Right.
and contacting the people that I'm already selling to. So tell people exactly what you did, if you don't mind sharing,
Sure.
and how you got these auto ships.
Well, the so a lot of my business, obviously 70%, it used to be a lot higher, but I've been doing a lot more networking by myself, and having Facebook under my arsenal has been really helpful to build a new list. So the way I would do it I mean, I've had a list of customers that unfortunately they only bought from me once. And
Right.
I think my mind looking at my customers should be different, because my job is really not to sell at some point. My job is to really build a relationship, because one-time sales only gives me one sale, but
Yeah.
a relationship gives me ongoing sales or auto ship. So what I've been doing is I've been going back to the list of customers that I had even from 2014. I would email them, I would call them, I would text them. And when I would actually see the type of products that they buy, that's when I knew I think he has potential to be an auto ship. So looking at the type of products that people had bought from me, looking at the fact that, okay, you only bought from me before, but I'm reaching out to you again. Actually, people are actually happy when they hear from me. Most people saying, oh my God, yeah, I haven't changed my filter in a long time. I said, well, how long ago did you change your filter? Oh, it's been a year. I said, what? So just being very, 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 very proactive with having a list of people that I know would have purchased from me before, the type of products that I've purchased. Like if people buy supplements, I would call them again, be like, how are the Greenzymes doing? Um, Do you want more? And usually just having a conversation with them has been easy. And I've been building a list too with people that I meet in a grocery store. And when I look at people, be like, hey, are you happy with kind of like what you're doing? Are you happy with your health? And I've had experiences where people, when they check out my groceries, and I buy all these interesting health stuff, and they say, is this stuff pretty good? What is it that you do for a living? I see you buy this stuff all the time. And I said, oh, I do a lot of health coaching. And that's when they said, oh, that's so interesting. And that's when I would get their email. So I'd be like, if you're interested to learn more, I can send you some information. And usually that kind of starts the conversation. So I kind of have been doing it both, trying to just, number one, going back to the list of customers that I have. And number two is, if I meet people, like random people, I don't try to sell them anything. I just find something in common. And then when I can get their email, then I can have a good relationship with them for the long term.
I love what you told. I'm a health coach. I mean, I'm going to use that this week. This is great. I'm learning. I've already learned something today. I'm going to go use that. That's got to be a great opening line to get people to open up and tell you about their issues.
Correct. Because there's, the word life coach is so big and so hip. So, the word health coach is pretty hip too, because people are like, what is he doing? You buy all these health products. It just seems to work. So.
Yeah. I want to go back to what you said about you went back to customers that were maybe 2 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And you saw maybe they bought a waterfall or an air system or whatever they bought. And you would actually contact these people.
Yes, sir.
Whether it was telephone. I mean,
I've texted. I've got text back. I mean, it's pretty interesting. People don't answer your calls, but they'll answer your text. It's odd.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is odd.
It is what it is. I would leave a message. If I don't hear back from them, I would text.
And overall, the reaction you got from people has been good. Is that a fair statement?
Generally has been good. I'm not going to say it's 100% because it has sometimes if they had a good experience with the product, generally they would love it. But 2-3 years, sometimes people like say, well, it's been a year, it's working fine. Sometimes they'll just don't really, they're not as friendly. But out of the 100, as an example, you probably would just get 2 that's not friendly. Most people would love hearing from you. They're like, oh, you're the Nikan consultant with the water? Yeah, I've been wanting to call some filters, but nobody's been able to return my calls. It's something odd like that. So you'll tell them, explain to them that their filters need replaced, and then you'll actually talk to them about how long it takes for the filters to be replaced and set it up on a schedule. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
That has been a really good strategy, instead of just focusing on one-time sales, because you want them to be part of your network, right? This is a list of customers that you care about. So you would want to at least keep them within that family. And if they were going to buy, they would buy from you continuously. I've had people that bought from me that did not buy from me at the time, but somebody else say, oh, so-and-so referred me to you. She bought a water filter. You called them the other day. So apparently you're the consultant. So she gave me your number. So like, it's just odd things, which is great. I'm not saying odd in a bad way. I'm just saying that, that's just the nature of the business. If you stay, right, people would refer them. People will refer you automatically.
So what's your plans as far as the rest of the year to do? Are you gonna continue reaching out, or the auto ships, or what's your plans?
Well, first I'm gonna learn as much as I can from you, Gary.
Oh, you're too kind.
The people, right? And the second of all is, number one is really stay plugged in with the mentors, right? People that have a vested interest in your success, and they always give good advice. And I cannot a better upline or sponsor than you. So I would always want to, be thankful for that. So if Gary thinks this is going to work, I think I have to really consider it too. So that's my approach. That's one. And the second is, with the list of customers that I've already have, and I would continually grow, to really stay in touch and to really build on things long term. And the mistake that I did early in the Nikan journey was if somebody has a problem sleeping, I don't always want to sell them the mattress up front. I would sell them small things.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is if I sell them small things and then that small little thing add value, I have more probability to sell the bigger things later. So you can start with a sleep mask. Be like, you know what, Sean, I want the pillow. Great. Pillow is only this many dollars. Let's get the pillow. And I said, oh,
Yeah.
that the quilt is on sale. Then they'll get the quilt. And they sometimes would say, you know what, I think I'm ready to buy the mattress. So my approach is to really build, number one is really build the auto shift like what you've always advised me to do anyway. And number two is to really duplicate, find a couple more people that can really be passionate about it. And number three is to really look at a customer long term, not just one sales. It's really an ongoing sales. It has to be a whole thing of them coming back to you and just referring you to their friends and family. So
And when you have that approach, they're always giving you referrals to other people that they know that's in their family or their sphere of friends that need some of these products I've seen.
yes. And I know if I can manage the experience, if they have a good experience with me as a consultant,
Mm-hmm.
the referrals, even if you ask or you don't ask, for some reason, it just comes. I mean, it's always good to ask, like what you just mentioned. Do you know anybody? But sometimes, I mean, I sometimes forget to ask referrals. And I remember I was helping this dentist out of California close to Christmas. And by January, February, and March, he's referred me three of his other doctor friends.
Wow.
They called me like, hey, Dr. So-and-so referred me to you. You helped him with the back flex and the belt. I would want the exact same thing. So that's just kind of like what happened. And so what I did was I went back to the doctor, I emailed him, be like, hey, thank you so much. And he just stayed in touch with me. And I said, you know what? As long as they have a good experience with me, I think we're okay.
That's how it works.
Yes.
Well, we're coming up on the end of this. So, Sean, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I've learned so much that I'm going to go and apply to my business now from you. So,
Oh man, Gary, thank you so much. Like out of the 100 things that I've learned from you, sure. Thank you.
You're too kind. Listen, if you want to stay on, we're going to stop the recording, and somebody may have a question for you. So, and let me do this before I stop the recording. These are recordings made by independent Nikin distributors and are not made by Nikin. So we just want everybody to know that. So